Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. Jez here from nigezza.blogspot.com, and I've been making these cute little boxes here. I've got my niece coming to stay with her two little boys. My son's coming home for a few days from uni, and another friend's coming for a concert at the weekend. So I thought I'd make some little pillow treats for them. So it's just some little sweeties in there for them, which I just thought would be quite cute to put on the pillow. These little boxes measure 1 1/4 square, so they're really quite tiny. And what I've used to make this sort of checkered effect is this little lined square, for want of a better way of describing it, which comes on the tabs for everything. I looked at it and I thought, oh, what's that for? Because you can't really write on it, so you can't use it for journaling. So I just thought, oh, I'll do something with that. And so I came up with this idea of this little box. And so I've done it in the 4 of the current in colours. So I'm going to show you how I did it now with Berry Burst. So very economical on your cardstock. You can make 4 out of a piece of A4 or a standard size in America. So this measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. But if you're in the States, then no, it'd be 4 1/4 if you're in the States. It's 4 1/8 for us. I might have got that wrong. So we do some scoring. So on the long side, you are going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 3/4, 3 inches, 4 1/4. Flip it over. I've always done it with that little short score up there. I don't know if it makes any difference. And then you're going to score at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4. So with us in the UK, our little flap there is 1/4 inch because it goes to 4 1/8, but in the States yours will be a little bit longer, so it really matters not. Okay, so that's my scoring done. So we are going to fold and burnish all the score lines. This is Whisper White, by the way. You could use very vanilla, it is up to you. You could use any colour you wanted. You could do tone on tone. I just like the fact that it kind of gives it a sort of a gingham look, sort of a summer picnicky look. That was kind of what I was thinking of, because with the little boys come in, they do love a picnic. So I'm hoping for some sunshine so that we can get out and about. So that's them all scored. Then we're going to do some cutting. Okay, so this is the little flap that's going to join. So we'll just cut down all the straight edges. So the one with the little flappy bit there, we're going to cut that through the first score line up to the second, just straight on up. And then turn it round and just cut those up to the first score line, because if you cut it up to the second score line, you'd cut the whole thing off, wouldn't you? There we go, all the way up. So yes, this is the flappy bit, so we're just notching there to take that out. Notch in there to take that out. This first one here, that's going to be your flap that tucks in. So your next one, you're going to cut in half. That's going to be the opening of the box. So we're going to take this one off completely. I save that little square for the little sentiment, and then that end one we're going to cut in half again. Okay, then at the bottom, the one that's opposite, the one we've took off, we're going to leave intact, and we're going to notch all the others because they're going to be folded in and glued down. is I'm really looking forward to showing my city off. I live in Hull, and it is the City of Culture this year, and there have been some amazing things going on all year, and we've got some fountains coming up from the pavement in the city centre, and I cannot wait to see my little nephews running through that water. Hopefully it'll be warm enough, and then we'll just notch these edges off because they're going to be the flaps that fold in. There we go, and we need a little 1/2-inch circle punch to cut a little thumbnail. Don't go too far down. If you go halfway, you've got to be careful because that little flap isn't actually that long. So I'm just going to take a little bit off there, just enough. And then I want to round these corners. I'm just going to trim a tad off. You can see where it's where the bone folders gone through, give it a nice little neater edge. So I'm just, because it's a small box, I've got this really small corner punch, which I'm just going to use to round it off. You can just cut a notch if you want. Oh, I haven't done that one very well, have I? Because it's not cut that straight. Never mind, it'll be fine. Right, so now we're going to do some stamping. So I'll just get a little bit of a rough piece. And so this one is going to be in Berry Burst. And this is where they start getting stained. I did it in the order. I did this one first, and then I did that one, and then I did that one. Cleaned off beautifully. Then I did that one, and then that's when it started turning pink, and now it's going to be really pink. So ink it up, and then we're just going to go across the squares in the middle. So when I realise I'm now getting to the stage where I could probably do with wearing my glasses while stamping, because you can't see very well. There we go. Also, my eyes have been watering like I don't know what, because I've got my summer allergies, so that doesn't help. I was rubbing them yesterday, nearly scratched them out. And then you can, if you have a look on this one, the first one I didn't stamp that little tab, so you've got a little white bit there. The others are stamped, so you haven't got the white bit. So it's entirely up to you whether you do it or whether you don't. I won't do it on this one, so you can see. And then you just turn it at 90 degrees, stamp over the top, and that gives you that lovely summer, I didn't stamp very well there, summer tablecloth picnic sort of feel about it. There we go. And then I've already pre-stamped the flower. I'm using the Flower Shop, and I'm using that one because I felt it's got a little bit of checker in there, and it's, you know, I just thought it was nice and summery. And what I do to help us stamp these better, you see, I put a little line on the back of the stamp so that I know where to line my punch up to, and I put a line there so that it's really easy to line up. It takes the guesswork out of it, and then I could just punch it out. Otherwise you're there for ages trying to work out, is it that one, is it that one, is it that one? So that's my today's top tip. And then I used, I've already punched it, I used the little circle there, and I've used the For You to cut out, and then I used the 3/4 inch punch to cut it out. So that's the centre of my flower. So I'm going to put my ink away before I get really inky, and then I'm going to start gluing. So that is what you've got. I shall, I took photos of the process, so I will put this on my blog with all the measurements for you to look at. So I'm going to put some Tombow on the flap. Just going to move that around. Fold it over, fold it back, and then I'm going to wiggle. Because that's why I like Tombow. You get a bit of time to wiggle it about, so you know you've got it in the right place. And then you fold them in, that kind of holds it nice and square. So fold that one in. I'm going to use a little bit of Tombow there. Put some Tombow on the back, fold it over. There we go. I'll just open it up again and just press down. And that's the little box, and I'm going to put some little Haribos in there, just a little treat. Probably not the best thing for bedtime, but they'll find their beds before bedtime, so they can eat them as a pud or wherever their mum. I managed to get a little bit on there. Never mind. Whenever the mum says they can have it. Right. So bone folder, curl the flowers. Give them a little bit of. I decided that 2 layered up looks nicer. I wanted to use the daisy punch. I don't have my daisy punch, but daisy was too big, so I'm going to do something later in the week with the daisy. And then I'm just going to take my piercing tool and do a little spadage. Then we're just going to put a bit of glue in there. Then I go, right, that matches, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, and then slightly on the diagonal, so they're sort of opposite each other as I stick them down, like so. And then I want a dimensional. I knew I'd forget something. It's really hard to remember everything. And I get a dimensional. It's because I've tidied my craft room. It is now actually looking pretty ordered and things are pretty well to hand. But I do believe in my craft room there's like this black hole, and in this black hole the dimensionals run to it. So just poke that up like that, and then with a little bit of Tombow on the back, you could use dimensionals. I'm just going to glue that to the top of the box. So hold it for a few seconds, Jez. There's a good girl. And there. So you can see that thumb hole is white, and that one has got the gingham on it. So it's entirely up to you which you like. So that's today's little project. So that's my little pillow treats for my guests when they come to sample the wonderful City of Culture. I shall put all the measurements on my blog, and see you again soon. Thank you for watching, and if you want to, like and subscribe if you've not done so, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye.